Hi everybody, my name is Felicia and I'm going to spend just a few minutes with you today talking about why I believe I'm a hard knock Christian. I'm going to start with a little bit of background about my life, and by the time I get through my story and you see that I'm still smiling, that's going to be your proof that I have the love in my heart and I'm a hard knock Christian. So let's start with when I was born. It was 1980. And I was born to an alcoholic father and a bipolar schizophrenic mother. I witnessed a lot of abuse and a lot of external overstimulation for the young age that I was. And this went on for 2 years until my parents divorced. When I was 5, my father committed suicide. I will not ever get to know him. I will not know his personality, if he would have made something of himself, if he would have bettered himself. Maybe he would have found Jesus. Who knows? But he didn't. And I'm not going to know him in the afterlife either because of that. And that makes me sad. All I know is that I have his blue eyes. My mother remarried a second time, and this man was very abusive. He was physically abusive, and he sexually molested me and eventually raped me. And this went on for 4 years of my young life, and she did divorce and remarried a third time to a man who I now call my father. He's my dad, and he's helped me through a lot. But because of the turmoil of that time in my life as a child, I had a lot of pain and anger and resentment that I didn't understand. The brain works in crazy ways, and I was actually able to block out a lot of the details of my abuse, leaving me with just these empty gaps in my memory and making me just believe that I was crazy. Maybe it didn't really happen. Maybe, I don't know. It was hard, and I acted out in ways that other people couldn't understand. And that meant that when I was 16, I was pregnant with my son, Gage. I had him when I was 17. I did graduate high school. I did marry his father, who was also an alcoholic, and continued in that chaotic cycle that I was comfortable in. I was comfortable in that chaos. If I didn't have the chaos, I did not know how to function. In 2001, just to add to the drama that is my life and my story, I was diagnosed with stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is cancer of the lymph nodes, and I really did nearly die that time. I also was diagnosed a second time and a third time. Those times were caught a little earlier, and I was not staged quite so close to death during those, but to stop the cancer from continuing to reoccur, we did a unrelated donor stem cell transplant, which has left me with a lot of rejection issues that threaten my life now, even 10 years later. Just this week, I had to go to the hospital and get IV treatments, and that's a tough thing that I'm dealing with right now. But the good news is God has given me a wonderful and loving husband that takes great care of me and Gage, and we put God in the middle in this family. We smile from our hearts. We don't smile just to be fake. We smile because Jesus lives inside of us, and that He's forgiven us for all of our ugliness, and that He just is always with us. Some of my favorite scriptures come from Psalms. I will read those over and over and over. Psalms and Proverbs. 42 says that He lifted me up out of the muck and mire and put my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand. And that is the truth. That is the truth. I no longer live in such pain. Psalm 77:11 is a reminder that He has done so many miracles that we can't forget them. And so That's one of my favorite scriptures as well to remember when I'm having a rough day. He's given me so many miracles, hundreds of millions of miracles. And so, as you can tell by hearing my story, there's a lot there, but for me to still be smiling, that just means that I am a hard knock Christian. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.